1 year ago, something weird blazed out of the sky and crashed on the banks of the Colorado River south of Needles. Our I-Team reports about the Needles UFO went all over the world, and a lot of people came to check out the area, including Men in Black types. The I-Team's George Knapp spoke to residents who've had a year to think about what they saw that night.
A trio of yapping dogs excited about something outside their Bullhead City home is what caused Tutu Martin and her husband Paul to awaken just after 3 in the morning last May 14th.
And the whole bedroom lit up, like they had Klieg lights on it. So pushed the blinds back and looked.
The glowing object blazed across the sky in a southwest direction and appeared to slow down, then speed up. Minutes later, Martin says, she saw and heard a formation of helicopters as it sped south past the Laughlin skyline.
They were definitely right above the river, heading south. About another 20 minutes or so, they were coming back.
Just bright. It was bright enough that it illuminated the ground.
A few miles away, a cantankerous cat caused Frank Costigan to awaken. He got a good look at the streaking object, too. Saw it slow down, speed up, then zip below the horizon.
It didn't crash, it didn't explode, it went poof.
Down on the Colorado, a fisherman we call Bob on the River had the best view of all. The oblong object with a turquoise hue lit up the water, then smashed into the sandy bank 100 yards away.
It didn't look like a meteor. I've seen meteors before. It looked like a plane crashing.
Within minutes, Bob says, the air was buzzing with helicopters. Then a large sky crane somehow attached the object, picked it up, and carried it away. In Bullhead City, Brad Allen watched the aerial procession with his son.
I looked through the binoculars, and below one of them was a green object. It wasn't glowing, it was just faint green.
Tutu Martin saw the same armada. An hour or so later, she says the Laughlin airport, located just below her home, was invaded by several 737s, which were identical to the famed Janet planes used to transport workers from Las Vegas to the Area 51 military base.
And it was white with the red stripe.
In the days that followed, residents in and around Needles reported encounters with mysterious Men in Black types in odd, unmarked vehicles with government plates. Radio station owner Dave Hayes says the vehicles were similar to, but not exactly like this government convoy we found. It turned out to be a team from the agency which transports nuclear weapons. In the year since the Needles UFO incident, plenty has happened. Hayes Station, KTOX, which is also where former police chief Frank Costigan works, has become an unofficial clearinghouse for UFO reports.
We get reports continually.
Most are explainable or not believable, he says, but Costigan thinks there's no question the object that crashed near Houseboat Bob was the real deal, though every military unit within 200 miles denies knowing anything about it. Although the story has raised the public profile of the area and has drawn curious tourists, sort of like Roswell on the river, Costigan says the locals think it's a serious matter, even if it was a military test of some sort, which is the prevailing view.
I think it's either military or the military were tailing it or knew it was coming down. But my gripe, as are the citizens in the local community like Needles, why didn't we get warning that we were in danger of something falling out of the sky? They want answers.
Residents of Lake Havasu would like answers as well about what's been flying over their heads in recent months. In March and again in April, eyewitnesses saw a large triangle, some say boomerang, cruising over the lake in the wee hours, flanked or followed by warplanes. The reports are similar to huge triangles seen all over the world in recent years. A Las Vegas think tank known as NIDS found an apparent correlation between these sightings and military facilities, but the Pentagon denies having anything this big in operation. Costigan says the Havasu sightings ring true to him.
Well, because it was seen up and down the whole West Coast, I've got several different descriptions, but always with military presence.
George Knapp, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
One thing George didn't get to in tonight's report. What about Bob? Well, the eyewitness known as Bob on the River is now Bob in the Orchard. As you may recall, he told George he caught a lot of heat after the story aired, so after years of living on the river, he sold his houseboat. But the I-Team found him. We have exclusive excerpts from George's interview with Bob on our website, along with links to various other sources of information. Fascinating.
It is. He tells a good story, I'll tell you that.